Why am I not attracting money? 5 things that block the law of attraction. Why am I not attracting money, or love, or success, or whatever it is that I can't seem to manifest? Do you ask yourself those questions? Okay, you've read The Secret, you watch all these law of attraction videos, you follow the steps, but nothing seems to be happening. Well, here are 5 blocks to manifesting that you may be experiencing. Before I go into these, I want to invite you to subscribe if you haven't already, and to hit the bell notifications. Number 1, fear. The first block to manifesting, fear. Fear may well be the biggest block that you have. It prevents you from manifestation of all kinds: wealth, relationships, health, and of course abundance in general. As always, fear and doubt go hand in hand, especially when it comes to wealth manifestations. Don't let fear stop manifestation. Here is how you can handle it. I'm going to explain this in detail because I want to show you how you can teach your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and your higher self to handle any fear you experience. But let me clear up something first. How you handle fear is what impacts manifestation. You can either multiply your manifestations or just allow them to be blocked. In fact, once you master the handling of fear, you will start manifesting great things in your life in leaps and bounds. I guarantee that. Let's examine fear for a moment, and afterwards I'll explain why. First, realize there's several different kinds of fear that may be blocking you. There's fear of change, fear of failure, and fear of rejection. First, let's discuss fear of change. Your subconscious mind may actually be terrified of getting what it really wants. It could be that you're scared of a major change in your day-to-day routine, meeting new responsibilities, new challenges, or maybe you're worried your success will not last and you'll face another disappointment. While being cautious can be a beneficial tactic, these fears are ultimately holding you back. Start by writing down the anxieties you have about success. For example, perhaps you worry you still won't be happy, or that maybe you aren't responsible enough to have huge amounts of money. Next, write down a reason to contradict each of those anxieties and repeat those positive statements every day. Write it down in the form of a gratitude statement, such as, I am so happy and grateful I now make $20,000 a month in passive income. Continue to focus on the good things that will happen once you manifest what you desire. Spend a few minutes several times a day just visualizing you living your life with your goal fully manifested. Focus on the feelings, the satisfaction, the joy it brings yourself and those you care about. The next kind of fear that can prevent you from manifesting is fear of failure. Have you ever been so afraid of failing at something that you decided not to try at all? Or has fear of failure meant that subconsciously you undermined your own efforts to avoid the possibility of a larger failure? Many of us have probably experienced this at one time or another. The fear of failing can be immobilizing. It can cause us to do nothing and therefore resist moving forward. But when we allow fear to stop our forward progress in life, we're likely to miss some great opportunities along the way. To find the causes of fear of failure, we first need to understand what failure actually means. We all have different definitions of failure, simply because we all have different benchmarks, values, and belief systems. A failure to one person might simply be a great learning experience for someone else. Many of us are afraid of failing, at least some of the time, but fear of failure basically is when we allow that fear to stop us from doing the things that can move us forward to achieve our goals. Fear of failure can be linked to many causes. For instance, having critical or unsupportive parents is a cause for some people. Because they were routinely criticized or humiliated in childhood, they carry those negative feelings into adulthood. Experiencing a traumatic event at some point of your life can also be a cause. For example, say you once gave an important presentation in front of a large group, and you stammered or you were booed. The experience might have been so terrible that you became afraid of ever speaking in front of people or failing in other areas, and you carry that fear with you years later. Here are a few symptoms of a fear of failure. Number 1 is a reluctance to try new things or get involved in challenging products. Number 2 is self-sabotage. For example, procrastination or failure to follow through with goals. Number 3, low self-esteem or self-confidence. Commonly using negative statements such as, I'll never be good enough to get that done. I'm not smart enough to get on that team. And the fourth is perfectionism. This is when you've perfectionism to the point where you're only willing to try those things that you know you'll finish perfectly and successfully. You can't go through life without experiencing some type of failure. The important thing is to look at it as a learning experience. Every time we fail at something, we can choose to look for the lesson we're meant to learn. These lessons are very important. They're how we grow and how we keep from making the same mistake again. Failures stop us only if we let them. The other type of fear that may be blocking manifestation is related to fear of failure, and that is fear of rejection. Rejection hurts. There's no way around that fact. It's a basic human desire to belong and connect with others. Feeling rejected, believing you aren't wanted, whether it's for a job, a relationship, or simply a friendship, that isn't a pleasant experience. The pain can cut pretty deep, too. In fact, rejection seems to activate the same regions in the brain that physical pain does. So it's easy to understand then why many people fear rejection. If you've experienced it once or a few times, you probably remember how much it hurts, and you worry about it happening again. But fearing rejection can hold you back from taking risk and reaching for big goals. Fortunately, it's absolutely possible to work through this mindset. Here are some tips to get you started. 1, remember it's a normal part of life and it happens to everyone. 2, validate or acknowledge your feelings. Don't deny that you're feeling hurt. 3, look for learning opportunities for self-discovery and growth. For example, if you're rejected for a job, go over your resume, your interview. Think of ways you can improve. 4, realize that an initial rejection can lead to something much better than what you were initially going for, whether it be a relationship, a job, or any kind of opportunity. And 5, remind yourself of your worth and your importance as a divine creation. This leads us to the next area that can be blocking your manifestations. Number 2, feeling unworthy. The second block to manifestation, feeling unworthy. Your sense of self-worth is everything when it comes to power and manifesting. Unfortunately, society has literally trained you to feel unworthy. Just turn on the TV and watch a few commercials to see this in action. You're clearly not worthy now, but you might be if you buy this mascara, you live in this type of house, or you drive this particular car. We've all been conditioned to think worthiness is just around the corner, but it will always remain just out of reach unless you decide to step up and claim your worthiness back for yourself. Healing your worthiness issues is the most important step towards creating a new wealth consciousness. According to the law of attraction, if you keep expecting money to somehow elude you, it will. So it's time for you to admit that you have some money worthiness issues in order to heal them. One of the big issues that makes you feel unworthy is guilt. Strong feelings of guilt will get in the way of your manifesting because the law of attraction hears your vibration, your feelings, and not your words. When you feel guilty about something you did or said or something you didn't do or didn't say, you don't feel deserving of success or abundance in your life. These feelings are often deep within, and they're far more powerful than any positive thinking or vision boards. Law of attraction is in fact working. You're getting what you're focused on. You're attracting the louder, more active vibration, and that is a feeling of guilt or a lack of worthiness. When you don't feel deserving of abundance, you engage in subtle and not so subtle sabotage behaviors to punish yourself. I don't know anyone personally or professionally who couldn't come up with a few situations for which they feel guilty. Here are a few reasons you may be holding on to guilt. 1, you did or you said something nasty, hurtful, or untrue for which you now feel guilty, maybe even decades later. 2, you didn't do something or say something that you should or could have done to correct a situation, and you feel guilty and regretful about it. You may have been negligent in a job or responsibility in the past and caused someone else harm due to your negligence. 3, you can clearly identify feelings of anger, resentment, or impatience towards someone close to you, but more importantly, you feel guilty about having these feelings and refrain from admitting or expressing them. And 4, you feel guilty for rebelling against authority figures and going with your own gut feelings. Even though you made a choice that was best for you at the time, others disapproved, and you feel guilty, and you're still punishing yourself. Why would old feelings of guilt make you sabotage yourself? Because when you feel guilty, you need to punish yourself in order to feel better. You won't feel right until you get the punishment your subconscious mind believes you deserve. That's why even people who are given special advantages, handed money, or given a new job tend to sabotage. They don't feel deserving. When you feel adequately punished, you can now relax and feel safe because you have less anxiety about waiting for the other shoe to drop. Your world feels balanced again. Being in a constant state of guilt doesn't help you and doesn't help the person you feel you have offended. However, it is one of the most prominent feelings that is responsible for blocking success and abundance. The first and foremost thing you must do is forgive yourself. It is essential to forgive yourself in order to release your guilt. It's important to note that forgiveness is not the same as acceptance of pain. Instead, it's more about taking care of yourself so that you can move forward with your life without being controlled by the guilt. Being human means that you have made mistakes and will continue to make mistakes. Forgiveness is the key to allowing yourself to take your life in a more positive direction. Of course, another area of unworthiness that may be blocking you is a general feeling of inadequacy. You may think that you are too young, too old, you don't have the right education, you weren't born into the right family. Maybe you feel you're just too short, too tall, too fat, too thin, too funny looking. The top cure for this is to realize that almost everyone feels inadequate in one way or another, and to find a role model or mentor who has the same trait that makes you feel the most unworthy. If you read biographies of successful people, you will find people from every possible background, every age, education level, and physical trait who have succeeded. Write down an affirmation of your worthiness, such as, I am worthy to achieve my desires. I am perfect just as I am right now. My age, my body, my experiences are exactly what I need to manifest what I desire. Repeat this again and again until you believe it. You are enough. You just have to program your thoughts and your words until you believe it. Right now, comment down below, I am worthy. I am enough to manifest everything I desire. Say it, write it, believe it. Which leads to the next major block. Number 3, negative talk. Negative words, both in conversation and in the self-talk playing inside your head. I did a whole video about this a few weeks ago. It was entitled, Stop Saying That, Say This Instead, and I'm including a link to that video. But to summarize, here are a few ways your words are blocking your abundance. 1, your conversation. When talking to others, do you ever find yourself using phrases like, I can't afford this, I'm broke, I'm such a loser, I can't seem to keep a relationship? You need to realize that your words are a direct command to the universe. You say, I'm broke, and the universe says, okay, that's your status. The power of your words doesn't just apply to what you speak aloud, but also, and most importantly, to your self-talk. When you think I'm broke, you're invoking the same powers when you speak it aloud. The best way to control your self-talk is with affirmations. Have some handy to repeat to yourself when your thoughts turn negative. Of course, another key way negative words can hurt you is verbal hostility, or negative thoughts to and about others. When you speak or wish ill of someone else, you're bringing that thought or desire right back to you. Call it karma or call it the boomerang effect, but it's real and it could be directly blocking your good. It's important that you speak and wish well of others. There's enough abundance for everyone. The more you help others achieve success, the more you will achieve success. And the final words that can block abundance are often words you are using to attempt to manifest. Make sure all of your affirmations, your requests, use positive terminology and are not worded in ways that express lack. Your affirmations and requests should always state, I have, I am so grateful for, never I want or I need. What the universe hears when you say, I need money, it hears that you lack money and it continues to reward you with the status of lacking, needing money. Your prayers should also be prayers of gratitude, not of begging. Give thanks for what you want before you actually see it. Give thanks for all that is coming to you. It's on its way. Number 4, not having a clearly defined goal. Define what you want. Often we think we know what we want, but we can only define it by what we do not want. Where we place our attention is where the energy of manifestation goes to work. Schedule some quiet time to really define what you desire to create in your life. Sit down with a pen and with your journal. Define specifically, what do you want? It's not enough to say, I want money. Money is basically a means of exchange. What specifically do you want? You can start with an amount of money, but go into detail as what you really want and need. Do you want a new house, a new car, travel, financial freedom? Describe these in detail. See the pictures, the colors, the sounds, the smells. Really experience the details of what you want, and even more importantly, how does it make you feel? Take some time to really feel the emotions of having already manifested this desire. Visualize yourself telling your loved ones, showing your loved ones the fulfillment of this desire. Think about not only how it benefits you, but how it can benefit others. Maybe your new home can benefit your family, your neighbors. Your new income will allow you to give back to multiple organizations. Your new business will provide a service to the community or to your clients. Visualize and see the details of your manifestation on a global scale, not just for your personal gain, but for those around you as well. And once you have your clearly defined goal, make your request in the form of a gratitude statement. Express gratitude in your detailed description and get ready to receive. And finally, number 5, failure to take action. You know the law of attraction states thoughts become things. You know you need to focus your thoughts on the things you want, not on the things you don't want. Yet no matter how well you focus your thoughts on what you want, the law of attraction still requires that you take inspired action by acting upon the opportunities that come to you. But what is inspired action, and how do you know when to take it? Well, once you define and ask for what you want, and then wait, ideas will come to you, little hunches. They are the kind of thoughts that you'll notice, maybe look at, but often dismiss without doing anything. You should follow these ideas. They will often lead to your direct path for manifesting your desires. These ideas can come in any form, from a sudden brainstorm, to signs on the road, to comments overheard in passing. They can be anything that reminds you of what you're asking for. It's easy to ignore them, but they are the universe telling you to act now to receive what you've asked for. It's a good idea to have a notebook with you at all times, whether a physical notebook or an app on your phone. When an idea comes to you, write it down. As you go through your day-to-day life, look for ideas and signs that will lead you to your desires. If you have even the slightest, most remote thought that something is connected to the manifestation of your desire, pay attention, write it down, and take some basic action. It may be a fluke. Especially when you're starting out, you may have some ideas that are more ego than inspiration, but you have to test the waters. If it doesn't work, you will learn something that may lead to the next project that could be your windfall. For example, if you want to manifest a car and you have an idea that you should speak to someone or stop by a certain dealership, these are signs from the universe. They are inspired actions you are meant to take. If you disregard this idea as irrelevant or come up with reasons why you shouldn't speak to that person or stop at that dealership, you may miss out on the perfect car for you. The more you practice taking inspired action, the better you will get at discerning hints from the universe versus ideas from your ego. Generally, inspired action is fun, comes to you naturally, and feels good. Egocentric action is more forced, often comes from frustration or from attachment to an outcome. But if you take action, follow your lead, stay focused on your goal, and take care to watch your thoughts, your words, you will be on your way to manifesting your desires. Thanks for watching. Please show some love and like this video. Also, comment down below one step you are taking to remove the blocks to manifestation. Have a fabulous day. Peace, love, and light.